rain is coming. Because we need something to cause the rain to fall. Just like these trees, they produce some gas, reacts with the clouds, and the rain comes down. Sometimes rain is not coming, government sends some plane and they put some chemical and rain comes down. So like that, Krishna's rain of mercy is there, cloud of mercy is there for everyone. But we need something or someone to make it rain. That is Srimati Radharani. She's the one who makes Krishna's rain of mercy fall on us. She's the Barsane Wali, the one who makes it rain. And this hill of Barsana, just like Giriraj, she's incarnation of? Nobody knows. Vishnu, right? And Nandagamba will go later. That's the incarnation of Lord Shiva. So this hill of Barsana is incarnation of Lord Brahma. Brahma Parvat, Brahmachal. We call the mountains Achal. Because like all day we're going to be behind you, chalo, chalo, chalo. But the mountains, they don't chalo, so they're Achal. Himachal. Sundarachal. Nilachal. Vindhyachal. So we're going to beg for the mercy of Srimati Radharani. Because we know that Srila Prabhupada's father, he used to invite sadhus to come take prasad. And he would always ask them to please bless my son, that he become very nice devotee of Srimati Radharani. And Prabhupada is actually the most dear devotee. Because in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, by his own lotus mouth, he's told that that person who spreads the message of Krishna, there's no one more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be anyone more dear. And Prabhupada spread the message of Krishna all over the entire world. Now people are here from everywhere. You can just imagine how dear he is. And our Raghunath Das Goswami, he has a very beautiful verse. There he says, Karunaya Vidrava Deha. Karuna, we know, means compassion. So Karunaya in Sanskrit, that means by compassion, because of from compassion. Karunaya Vidrava. Vidrava means to melt. And Deha, we all know Deha. Deha nos mindidari. Deha means body. Ordinary beings, their hearts melt with compassion, but Radharani's whole body melts with compassion. Karunaya Vidrava Deha. Her whole body melts with compassion. And Prabhupada has kept those melted drops of compassion inside his books. And the devotees are going and sprinkling those melted drops of Radharani's compassion all over the following conditions. Just like now the marathon is coming, Prabhupada marathon is coming. So ahead of us, we see a very beautiful path with so many beautiful trees just hanging over the path. And this goes up, there's a place we're going to come to called Sankhari, Khor. Sankhari means very narrow. And because it's very narrow, we won't all fit there. So I'll tell the pastime here, and then we'll see the place, and then we'll do the place. Because on the other side of this pass we're going to come to, there's a village called Chiksoli. What's it called? Chiksoli. This is the village of Chitraleka Saki. In fact, on the other side of this hill, there's a beautiful Chitraleka temple. And Chiksoli is famous for milk, yogurt, ghee, butter, all these milk products. Oh, there's the cooking. So, Radharani and her Sakis, they go there every morning to collect all this butter, milk, and yogurt and ghee. And Krishna knows that they've gone there So this pass, we're going to go through it. You're going to see it's very, very narrow. So Krishna knew they've gone there to get all these things, but milk products. So he's been herding his cows nearby, and he comes there, and he blocks the path with his covers. And Radharani's coming with this big pot of yogurt on top of her head. Right? And as we go up to Sankhari Khor, we're going to sing a beautiful song it's actually made by a Acharya in the Nimbarka Sampradaya, but we all know this song. And one of the lines in that song is Hansa Gamani. Gamani means manner of walking. And Hansino means swan. Somehow, all our scriptures are filled with Hans, Paramahams, Hams, Hansa Bahan. Actually, in Brisbasa, Paramahams means what we call in English space case. Oh, Paramahams. But in India, I've been here for 40 years. I never saw, one time we saw a swan. Where's that? In Hyderabad somewhere. A very wealthy lady. We saw black swan. And, but where I saw lots of swans was in Switzerland. Where all the money that Modi wants to give back to India is hiding. We saw there in Switzerland. When we're in the chatting on the lake there, and we see so many swans. So maybe you've never seen a swan walk. That they walk like this. Well, so Radha is coming with this big pot. And Raghunath Das Goswami describes that the tinkling of her ankle bells is just like a mist of tiny, tiny nectar droplets being sprinkled on all beings moving and non-moving. Ching, 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 ching. So she's coming through the paths. Ching, ching, ching. And Krishna is blocking the way. And Radharani says, please let us pass. And Krishna says, Are, you girls are making a big profit selling all this buttermilk and yogurt, and you don't give any tax to your king? And Radharani says, well, here in Barsana, my father is the king. We don't have to give a tax to anyone. So then Madhamango, he becomes the advocate for Krishna. And Lalita, she becomes the advocate for Radharani. And Madhamango says, now look, now Brisabhanu may be the king here, but the king of the whole of Braj is Nanda Baba. So you have to give tax. And Lalita Saki says, Are, just see the impudence. Just see how puffed up. You guys were living over there in Gokul with your little friend here, and he created so much trouble stealing buttermilk and yogurt. Everybody went to King Kams. He came with 100 cavalry soldiers, and you fled across to Jaguna, came over here, and Brisabhanu Maharaj, out of the kindness of his heart, he gave a tiny corner of his kingdom for you guys to stay. And now you're claiming to be the kings of the whole place. Just see the impudence. Madhamango says, wait a minute. Where did you get this story? This is not a bona fide story. We're going to the GBC. You're preaching Deena and philosophy. Nanda Baba is the king of the whole of Braj, and for every argument you girls make, we're going to double the tax. And Ludwig Saki says, what about you guys? You're going everywhere with your cows eating all the grass. You should give tax for that. And Madhamango said, now wait a minute. Now we're going to double the tax. And not only that, you girls are picking all the flowers. We're going to tax you for that too. So in this way, the advocates are making the arguments back and forth and back and forth. Now this pot of Radha, because you have to understand, they're just little children. So this pot is getting very heavy for Srimati Radharani. And she's a little impatient. So she gives Krishna a little like that to knock him out of the way. Now, Krishna, you know what happens with a little boy, you offend him somehow or another. It's like an atomic bomb has gone off in the heart. And Krishna just grabs that pot off of Radharani's head. Now, we just described what happens when little boys get angry. we're afraid to describe what happens with little girls. She's shooting darts at and she grabs the other side of the pot and she begins to push. And then is pushing. And she's pushing. They're pushing like this. And all the suckers get behind Nanda, and all the Sakis get behind Radharani. And through this pass, you're going to walk through. You imagine what fun it is to have a push of war in this path. And, the cowherd boys are pulling on the skirts of the gopis, and the gopis are pulling on the seekers of the cowherd boys. Like this, they're going up and down. Finally, Radharani, she screams, and all her Sakis push and push and push. And Krishna sees they're going to break through, and there's a big stone there. And he takes that pot and bam, he smashes it in the stone. Now, this pastime happened 5,000 years ago. But we'll see on that stone, yogurt's a little greasy, right? The stain is still there on that stone coming down the sides of the rock. The stain, you'll see that stain still there. And actually, when we go there, we'll see, because this is a pass, so there's two mountains. Behind us here, this hill is known as Bilaskar. And because Krishna can't live very far from Radharani, he's incarnated as this Bilaskar. On the other side, we see the Brahmachal Parvat. And we know from the Brahma Vimohan Leela, because when Brahma, he saw that all the cowherd boys and calves were still there, then he fell down just like a blank rod. What's golden rod? So Brahma's complexion is golden. So when you go there, you'll notice that all the rocks on this side of the hill are golden in complexion. And this side is Krishna, so all the rocks you see on this side of the hill, they're blackish in complexion. Not this samples. There's no space there to talk with all of us together. So when we get to the pass, you see one side is golden and one side is blackish. And this is called Sankhari, Khor. Very narrow pass. And we're going to walk through that pass. You're going to see what fun it is just trying to walk through that pass. I'm too old, I can't do it anymore. So you'll see what fun it is, and then we'll continue to slowly around to breakfast. Nice place to take breakfast. Srimati Radharani ki! Yeah, do. So anyway, we're going to go to Sankhari Khor and try to get through the pass. And there may be some wild cowherd boys there to tax you, so you get your small notes and coins ready.